Hi friends, let's study the LC transactions today. We have divided the LC transaction into three parts. One is LC flow, second is documents flow, and third is the payment flow. Let's start with the LC flow now. There is a buyer in USA and there is a seller in India. They want to do the business. So the buyer first sends the purchase order to the seller that see, I want to purchase this and this goods. Then the seller in India prepares a pro forma invoice and then sends it to the buyer. Now this buyer is now having this purchase order of his plus pro forma invoice of his. This pro forma invoice gives the tentative rate of the goods which would be exported from India. So what does this buyer do now? He goes to his bank. This bank is called as issuing bank or importers bank, and then tells them, see, this and this are the documents available and I have to prepare a LC. Now why LC is required? Because this seller from India, if he sells the goods and payment is not received, then what will this guy do? That's why to get the surety of payment, LC is required. Always remember, LC is always prepared by the buyer, the one who gives the money. Okay. Now this can be called as importer or the applicant of the LC. He can be the actual user of those goods or he can be the agent in between. So what does this guy do? He goes to his bank and asks for the LC. Now what does this bank do? This bank looks at his documents, these two documents, plus his security as the relationship between this bank and this buyer would be. It asks for the security, and based on these two documents it prepares the LC. Now this is called as the issuing bank. This issues the LC. Now what does this do? It issues the LC and it has to send it now to this exporter. Means directly this should go from year to year, but that's not easy. So what does this bank do? This bank doesn't know this buyer, this seller, sorry. So but this bank, let's say this is Citibank in USA, this bank knows SBI in India. So what does this bank do? This bank says, we will send this LC to SBI or any bank for that matter, and that bank is then called as the advising bank, because advising bank is generally that bank which is known to the issuing bank. So this bank sends the LC to this advising bank. How does it send? It sends it through SWIFT. Now what is SWIFT? Society for Worldwide Interfinancial Telecommunications. Remember this word telecommunication, this will arrive in your exams. It sends SWIFT through SWIFT to this advising bank. Now what does this advising bank do? It first checks, it has two jobs. Check the authenticity, means if the LC contains the name of Citibank and the SWIFT code through which it has received, if that code is not of Citibank, some other bank, then there is an element of doubt that there is some chance that this is a fake LC. So it checks the authenticity, and number two, it checks all the documents all the number of documents which have received in the LC and bundles these documents and sends it to the beneficiary. Once it sends, it collects the charges, those are called as advising charges, means sending. So remember, advising bank's job is two parts, these two. Okay. So that was the basic flow of LC which we have studied in this video. For remaining flows, document flow and payment flow, please refer to other videos. Always remember, break LC transactions into three flows, it becomes easier. So keep studying and keep watching those videos. Also you can get with explanations question bank from yoaguru.com.